I'm not sure how many people I'm gonna get in here right off the bat, family, but last time when I went live, I didn't have my phone set up right. I wasn't reading the comments actually, so people were commenting. I'm like, let me have this thing, because the way I got to do it, I got to, because I like to show the videos in my live. In order for me, because I don't got two monitors to be able to show the videos, I have to, look at my phone to read the comments as I'm showing y'all the videos in my live stream, because that's the way I like to do it. Makes it a little more interactive, to me, showing the news instead of me just talking about the news. So I like to do it that way, you know what I mean? So now I got my phone pulled up today, so I'm gonna be able to read the comments. My fault about that for last time. I wasn't able to, actually get to y'all comments. So yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about on this one. I came across a lot of stories. I think I got like 10 or so stories I'm gonna be hitting on today, you know what I mean? And a lot of them are, good stories and stuff like that. Of course, I had to slip in, talking about black businesses because that's me. I'm real big on black businesses. If you tapped in with my channel, you know that about me. So yeah, we're gonna get started, family. I see I got like 4 people in here. I ain't going, waste too much time lollygagging. I'm gonna, get right into it. Our brother Will Smith, he got a street named after him in Philly. Salute to our brother, our FBA brother Will Smith. He's long been about his city, Philadelphia, and I'm in PA actually too, you know what I mean? And yeah, Will Smith has always been about Philly. So I got the audio and the video of our brother Will Smith, getting honored with his own street up there in Philly. It's called Will Smith Way, and we're gonna walk through and talk about it how we normally do. Shout out to all of the family in here. I hope everyone is having a good weekend, a safe weekend. Spending it with their family, their friends, their loved ones. Shout out to the brother RSX. Good to see you, fam. You always tapping in. I appreciate that support. RSSX. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, family. But let's get to this Will Smith, getting honored with his own street, family.
Introducing Will Smith Way, the 2000.
It ain't too much good with me, family. I'm just, chilling. I like to go live and tap in with the family on the weekend. I like to, Saturdays is my day. I like to get to it and put out these live streams to tap in with y'all.
Block of North 59th Street is now named after the Philadelphia native turned music and movie star. That ceremony just wrapped up. Smith joined the city leaders and students from Overbrook High School, where Will Smith went to high school and where the newly renamed road runs past. NBC 10 Siobhan McGurl is live along Will Smith Way, where that ceremony just wrapped up. Siobhan?
Johnny, in West Philadelphia, a street sign was raised. Check it out. Will Smith.
He was shouting out the neighborhood back then, in that theme song to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Way right here in the 2000 block of North 59th Street. You can see it's right across the street from Will Smith's alma mater, Overbrook High School class of '86. The Philly legend himself, he was here for the big ceremony and the street sign unveiling. Fans packed the crowd for the chance to see Smith. They praised him for never forgetting his Philly roots. He received the key to the city from the mayor, and he talked about...
He never did forget Philly, though. Every time I turned around, you always hear Will Smith talking about and bigging up Philly.
About growing up right here, where he credited his family for teaching him the importance of education, service, and discipline.
When things get hard, you have to be willing to suffer to change the circumstances. Nobody gets an easy ride, and that was one of the things these streets of Philadelphia taught me. That
yeah, he's right on the money with that. Ain't nothing easy, you know what I mean? And if it do come easy, most times out of 10, it ain't gonna last too long, or it's gonna get you in trouble, is what I was always taught, such as like being in the street with that street life. The money come fast, but ultimately it's a price to pay. Anything that come fast, too fast, you got to really question, is it good for me? Is it going to benefit me or lead me, on a path I don't want to go down, truth be told.
There is nothing wrong with a hard day's work.
I just want to bring that to the family's attention. I totally agree with our brother Will Smith. Ain't nothing wrong with a hard day's work. You got to work hard to get to, where you want to get at in life. Ain't nothing going to be easy. And if it comes too easy, you really got to question that, family. So yeah, moving right along. Let me get to some of the other stories that I wanted to touch. This one right here is, it's kind of funny though, truth be told, but it's an officer up there in Detroit, family. This officer got charged up, and y'all never guess what he got charged up for. It's ridiculous though. I'm gonna show it to y'all. it's a little bit funny though what this officer, been charged up for, because they got reports of, officers in this precinct, their shoes were going missing. So this officer, he was, actually stealing people's shoes in the police department. Insane, So I got the audio and the video of that. And we gonna walk through and talk about it how we normally do. But this is crazy right here. It's funny a little bit though, but it just shows you, that this officer evidently he must have been hurting,
There is a suspect
to be stealing some damn shoes. It shows you the economy right now. Truth be told, that officer must have really been hurting down on his luck, to be going and stealing people's shoes. I'm like, damn, this brother, stealing people's shoes and on the police force, So they called him. I guess they set out cameras in there, and they got the dude doing it. So they went and staked him out, went to his crib. I guess they served a search warrant and the whole nine on his house. But it was funny too. When I first heard the story, I kind of, laughed a little bit of him, stealing sneakers. I'm like, damn, that brother must have been desperate. Them police checks must have not been hitting like that, But let's talk about it, family. Fair use.
There is a suspected shoe bandit afoot, and Detroit police didn't have to go far to catch him.
Kind of a bizarre story. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards has more on a police officer accused of having sticky fingers.
It is different, and when it's brought to our attention, any type of...
That's kind of why I, put this, in the live stream, because I'm like, this is different. You don't hear this all the time.
Crime or anything, we investigate.
Detroit police with a case like no other. Chief Todd Bettison says a member of the department has been accused of stealing other police officers' shoes.
Over at the 3rd precinct in the locker room, just like any typical locker room, our officers, tend not to put their shoes in their lockers. It's outside the lockers, or it could be some other things as well. And so shoes were coming up missing.
Detroit police say between September 2024 to January 2025, 27-year-old officer James Clark Davis III allegedly stole multiple pairs of sneakers from...
That brother felt stupid as hell stealing sneakers and he got caught. You know what I mean? Insane.
Fellow officers at DPD's Atwater Street location.
We did, like, typically utilize an AirTag or other device. We planted a pair of shoes over there and put it in the shoes. The shoes came up missing. Ultimately, the shoes ended up at officer.
They did a full-scale operation to find out who was stealing shoes. Crazy.
Davis's house.
Police got a search warrant, entered his home, and found the missing shoes. Thursday, Davis was arraigned on 3 counts of larceny in a building and 1 count of receiving and concealing stolen property.
Yeah, he bought that. That was his stupidity. Not to be doing that. I don't care how down bad he was on his luck. You know what I mean? Them evidently them police checks wasn't hitting like that.
Property, $200 to $1,000.
It's really a sad day. I know him, and so I just want.
Shout out to the Real CP show. After that slap, many wanted to cancel him. I was like, he is still a valuable actor, and he would eventually be allowed to re-engage. Yeah, a lot of people was trying to cancel. I feel you on that. When that slap occurred, with our brother Will, I know you talking about. Yeah, when that slap occurred, they was trying to cancel him, and that was coming down from the dominant white society, white supremacists, trying to get us on board. Typically how they always do, are trying to get us to discard our legendary icons when they don't do that to themselves. Brothers and sisters don't even be convicted of nothing, don't even get their just due process like they trying to do with Diddy, and automatically, want us to disregard them and throw them in the trash because they say so. I don't rock with that. I never, rock with that narrative when Will Smith was going through that. I always big Will Smith up. He did what any, brother would did that loved their wife, defend their wife's honor. But let's continue.
Officer Davis to get the help that he needs. Of course, he's going to have to, just like anybody else, go through the criminal justice process.
The chief says Officer Davis also resigned Thursday, but emphasizes that police are not above the law.
Resigned after his behind got caught, holding them shoes, got caught with them shoes in his crib. Insane. This was a crazy story, though. I just wanted to bring it to the family and share. Ridiculous, though. You don't hear an officer, stealing shoes. Evidently, them police checks wasn't hitting for him. But moving right along. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, this is, okay, yeah, I know where I want to go. Let me pull it up, family, just a second. I like to build up. I like to show, the stories that don't hit like, that might hit a little bit, but then I, save the best for last, you know, the grand finale. Like, you know, when you used to go see them fireworks as a kid, they show you the little ones, you know, at first, and then they build up to the big ones, and the big ones to take you out, you know, take the show out. That's how I like to do it in terms of the show. Because I noticed a lot of people came in real quick because they was thinking I was going to talk about the brother, I believe his name is Scooter, if I'm pronouncing it right, down there in Georgia, you know, but I like to build up the things. I don't like to just jump in and rush, you know, put all the good stories out real quick. All of them are good, you know, not necessarily, but I like to just go out with a bang. All of the stories I talk about, you know, are good and interesting. But where's that at? Okay, here we go, family. I might have to mute it. I might pull up a commercial.
Begin tonight.
Okay, no, it didn't. Okay, family. So we got a business out there in California who was illegally hiring tethers, you know. And this is a bunch of nonsense. They were hiring them, you know, giving them work papers, you know, so it looked like these people were legal and able to work, you know. And if you ask me, people that come into this country illegally, they shouldn't even be allowed to work. And these companies, you know, that are working them, you know, to get that cheap, free labor, they should be held accountable and put out of business, you know, because it's a bunch of nonsense, you know what I mean? Those are jobs that could be going to, you know, foundational Black Americans, Black people. Those are jobs that could be going to. You got all these damn, you know, illegals coming in here, but now Trump is getting them out of here to, you know, a certain degree. That's about, you know, one of the really only things I rock with Trump on, you know, is getting out all this mass immigration. So I got the audio and the video of this business out there hiring, you know, illegal undocumented immigrants, you know, to get that free, what it is basically free labor. And we're going to walk and we'll talk about it how we normally do, family. Fair use.
Begin tonight at 7 with more than a dozen people arrested after federal agents descended on a business in El Cajon. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. That business accused of hiring workers.
I didn't know where that El Cajon was at. That's out there in California somewhere, so I had to look it up.
Not legally authorized to work in the U.S. Dave Summers with our NBC station in San Diego has been on scene all afternoon.
With fake documentation.
And if you're new to the channel, family, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the like button because that, you know, puts out the alerts, you know, to show this live stream to more people.
Warren accuses the company of harboring undocumented employees and supplying them with fake legal status documentation. Investigators are confident.
See, they was giving them fake legal status documentation. They was hooking them up to make it look to where though they was legally in the country. That's insane.
Confiscating business operation records, financial records, and personnel files. By most accounts, some 24 people were taken into custody. The others have been detained and questioned. We spoke to one worker who was detained for 4.5 hours. He wishes only to be identified as John, also the sister-in-law of a worker who says he was arrested.
I don't know why they're doing this. Everyone inside, they have family, they have kids, they have wife.
She taking up with the people that was working illegally. You don't know why they doing it because they ain't supposed to be in this country, you know, and being able to work. You know, that's taking job that could be going to, you know, foundational Black America. She don't know why, you know, she know good and well why. She just, you know, playing that game of acting dumb because that's her loved ones and people. And let's continue.
So sad.
Tell us how it feels to be a part of this and the concern that you have for tomorrow.
Well, it's my first time being involved in this, so it's kind of yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like I've never been through this, so I guess it's happening everywhere and happening here.
So we haven't heard all the details of what happened on the.
They should give that business, you know, a hefty fine or put them out of business. You know, once you hit these businesses in their pockets for hiring these illegal undocumented immigrants and doing this nonsense, they'll get the hit, you know, because that's how you hurt people. Hurting people don't, you know, always got to be physical. I'm going to talk about that later, you know, in the video. Another form of resistance, you know, and striking back at stuff that you don't like is hitting people where it hurts in the pockets. That's a form of resistance, you know, and that's you can fight back off of white supremacy, you know, with weaponizing your dollar. We're going to talk about that later on in the video, though, family. But I just wanted to show the nonsense that goes on, you know, with these businesses, you know, hiring illegal undocumented immigrants and making it look as though, you know, these individuals are, you know, legally able to be in the country. That's a bunch of nonsense. They should rather start sanctioning these businesses and put them out of business. You know, they'll get the hint once they ain't able to make no money, you know, but moving right along. Staying on course, we're talking about these tethers. They had a Kenyan tether family. A Kenyan dude. He was over here doing a bunch of nonsense, and I'm gonna show y'all that this degenerate was, training to do a 9/11 style attack on Atlanta. You know what I mean? I don't want to, go too deep on the whole 9/11 thing because they tend to suppress when you talk about certain things. But this tether was trying to do a 9/11 style. He was training. Oh, I pulled up something wrong. Did I do it? What did I do?
I work best.
Oh, here we go. I gotta turn that down because it's gonna talk. Yeah, this tether was training to do a 9/11 style attack on Atlanta family. He was training and flying planes, this, that, and the other. It's just a bunch of nonsense. I said, let me bring this to the family's attention. Peace to Robinson. He says, peace, royal family. Peace to you, family Robinson. Let me let this commercial play, family, so they don't try to hit me with no copyright. There we go. I can skip it.
Of a Kenyan.
Hold on.
We turn now to the sentence.
Fair use, fair use.
We turn now to the sentencing of a Kenyan man who was convicted of plotting a 9/11 style attack, training in a flight school so he could crash a plane into a skyscraper.
This dude, damn degenerate tether, was all set to go to do a 9/11 style attack, on Atlanta. This is a bunch of nonsense. But let's continue.
In the U.S. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is here with those details. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Rebecca. Federal prosecutors said Kolo Abdi Abdullah came terrifyingly close to pulling off another 9/11. He's due in court this afternoon to be sentenced. He faces life in prison. The Kenyan native joined the terror.
As he should. He shouldn't get nothing less. This is why people coming into this country, we got to stop all this damn immigration coming in, because truth be told, us letting all these people into the country, that's why, I rock with Trump, on that aspect of him getting out all this mass immigration, because us having all this mass immigration coming into the country, how the Democrats were doing, that leaves the door open. We don't know who the hell we getting into this country in all actuality. We could be getting killers, rapists, you name it, and just because you letting the floodgates open to all these people. You don't know if we got enemies over here, ops to the U.S. coming in. You just never know. But let's continue.
Terror group Al-Shabaab and wanted to fly a plane into the tallest buildings in Atlanta, including the 55-story Bank of America Plaza. Prosecutors called it a chilling plot to hijack a commercial airplane, crash it into a building in the United States, and recreate al-Qaeda's horrific September 11th attack. Abdullah.
You hear what he was trying to do, family? He was trying to relive that 9/11 attack. He was trying to, reenact that. That's crazy. That's a bunch of nonsense.
Abdullah was arrested in the Philippines just before he completed flight school and obtained a commercial pilot's license. He was, federal prosecutors said, inches away from bringing his murderous plans to fruition. He was caught because he told his mother about joining al-Shabaab. She alerted the authorities. Prosecutors.
Thank God for this degenerate mom. You know what I mean? Getting him up out the paint, because that would have been a catastrophic event. That would have caused grave devastation. And he was training, trying to do it how they did with the 9/11 style attack up there in New York. Just a bunch of nonsense. But I'm glad they got this damn degenerate up out the paint. And he's being now. I think they said he got life in prison or something like that. That's exactly where he needs to be. I just wanted, to bring that to the family's attention. This tether wanted to take a plane down there and do a terror attack on Atlanta. Insane. We're moving right along. What else I got to talk about? Yeah, because with these having all these damn illegal immigrants, we don't know who we get into the country. We get in other countries trash. They try to dump it over here. You know what I mean? We could have ops to the United States coming in here, you name it. But what else, family? Here we go. Yeah, we got a suspected tether, misusing and abusing, special needs kids, with, it was a nonverbal kid down in Atlanta who got misused and abused by, a suspected tether. And you'll find out why I'm calling her a suspected tether, family, in just a minute. Let me see where that video at. There we go. There she go. Let this commercial play. I had to turn the volume down so they'll try to copyright me. There we go. Fair use.
Police have charged an educator with assaulting a nonverbal student in her classroom.
Now the
bunch of nonsense. Wait till they show this woman's wig. You could tell you'll get the drift of why I'm calling her a suspected tether. You know, harming and misusing and abusing a nonverbal kid. They got her behind, no, as they should.
5-year-old's mother is speaking out. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live outside Stockbridge Elementary with the story. Kevin?
Yeah, guys, this mom, she is extremely disappointed.
She was harming a little black kid too, though. And the mom spoke out, you know, as she should have.
Every aspect of this case, she believes the system let her down more than once.
It does get overwhelming, and I'm not denying that.
As a mom, Portia Blanco understands handling a child like hers isn't always simple, but she says there's no excuse for this. A Stockbridge Elementary educator, Linda Sturtevant.
Look at that wig right there. You'll see. That's why exactly I'm calling her a suspected tether. You know what I mean? That wig gave it away.
The woman she trusted is charged by police with simple battery of her little boy, Messiah. This little guy is only 5 years old and nonverbal.
Knowing that your kid cannot, defend himself.
Yeah, he can't even talk to say, you hurt me, you doing this, that, and the third. You know, he's nonverbal. He got a disability. So, yeah, with people like this, you know, in general, they need to be exposed. You know, harming and misusing and abusing the innocent in our society. The innocent in our society is the children. You know, they can't defend themselves, you know, and he can't even speak, so he can't, you know, even advocate for himself as to what's going on. But let's continue.
For say anything to you, and it really hurts.
The arrest warrant charges Sturtevant with 7 counts of simple battery, which are misdemeanor charges, allegedly involving 5 different students. But this mom believes she's been violated twice. The alleged incident happened last August, but the mother did not learn about the investigation until February. That is 2 months after authorities got the warrant for the educator's arrest.
It's just really hard.
And they tried to sweep it under the rug. She didn't learn about it till months afterwards, you know. Sound like the school or somebody, you know, the police department, somebody withheld the nature of what was going on to this mom. You know, that's a bunch of nonsense in itself.
Heartbreaking.
Blanco pulled her son Messiah out of the school district. He's getting specialized ABA therapy at home these days.
He's saying words now. He's more calmer now.
The move comes after she rejected an offer to move Messiah to another class or school without transportation assistance. The mother decided to speak out now because she says what happens in the dark must come out in the light.
If I don't speak up,
I agree with the mom on that. What's done in the dark must be brought to the light.
For my kid and the other kids that it happened for, parents, we have to speak up. We have to advocate for our kids.
Right now, we just got...
This is why I tell y'all, family, if y'all know anything about me and are tapped in with my channel, this is why I'm a big advocate of, you know, homeschooling, especially if you're a black parent and they are able to do so, because I know everybody can't afford, you know, to do the homeschooling thing. You know, parents got to get up and go to work to make sure they keep food on the table. So I can understand that. But I think, you know, the homeschool aspect is a better, you know, because with the homeschooling, you get to put in your kids what you want them to do, you know what I mean, to sow, you know, because a lot of the times the schools ain't teaching things that could be, you know, applicable to real world. They don't teach about finance and start your own business. All the school teachers, you know, is programming you to get up every morning and go work a 9-to-5 job. So if you really want to put them, you know, jewels in your kid, you know, that's why it's better to homeschool, because you'll be able to do that. But let's continue. The Real CP show, Tether Alert News, keep showing that. They keep trying to keep these things under the radar. Yeah, I agree, family.
A statement from Henry County Schools. It doesn't address all the allegations, but it does say that Henry County Police and DFACS, once they heard these allegations, went into action and wanted to remind us that Sturtevant no longer works for Henry County Schools.
They said she no longer, you heard that, family? Key word, no longer works for Henry County School. But is she able to still be, you know, employed in some other school district? This woman ain't got no business working around children, if you ask me, you know, and she should, you know, have some charges put on her, you know, as she does, you know, but maybe them charges should be, in my opinion, a little bit more, you know, severe, you know, and she shouldn't, for sure as hell, be able to work around no children nowhere, you know, that should be done for her. You know, so let's continue, family. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, this was insane right here. Let me pull this up. I don't know where this was at though. Maybe it'll say, why is that like that? Let me take that down. Close player. Yeah, close that. What are you doing? I don't know what that was about. This technology, man. Sometimes I ain't all that tech savvy. It ain't really my generation. That's these new younger kids generation. You know, they could really come up. This young generation, they got it good. Speaking of that, you know, because they got all this technology. You can, you know, earn money through crypto just sitting at home on the internet. You know, if I was younger in this tech generation, you know, I'd really be trying to capitalize off this whole internet thing. These young kids got it good nowadays, you know. It ain't no sense of them really not to have no funds, you know what I mean? Because nowadays you ain't got to work at a job. You can even put, you know, become a vlogger, become a YouTuber, you know, you name it, you know, get involved in crypto. All you need is a computer, you know, and willingness and the drive to go get it. Okay, I got a little bit off topic. I digress. Let me find. Trying to find this tow truck. Shit, I'm going too far. Going way too far. That's that far down. Here we go. Why does it keep? I'm doing that. I gotta stop hitting that. Yeah, family, this was a crazy one right here. I said, you know, let me bring this story to the forefront and put it up under the light, put it up under the magnifying glass to talk about it with the family. So I don't know where this was. It's Memphis news, so it might be down there in Memphis. But tow truck driver went to hook up, you know, he is a brother. Now I don't know if he is FBA or not. Went to hook up a car to repo it. Evidently, they weren't paying their car note, and they came to repo it. So another brother comes and, you know, runs to the car out of nowhere, jumps in the driver's seat, and the tow truck driver is going to hook up the car to the wheel. The brother jumps in the car and pulls off, runs right over the tow truck driver. Insane. I said, this is insanity. But on the other hand, the tow truck driver, you know, that was a little bit of stupidity on his part, you know, of him fell into, you know the situation and know his surroundings, because you see somebody jump in the car, you know, your job ain't that serious. You know, I would have let him have it. Hey, y'all got it. You know what I mean? Because it ain't worth your life, because that car in all actuality is a weapon. You see it all the time. People, you know, getting drunk behind the wheel, running over people, killing them. You know, cars is a weapon. You know, it's just a multitude of ways you can, you know, get killed through the means of a car. And this dude that jumped behind the wheel, he shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? He should have just, you know, I know things is tough out here now, you know, especially with the economy, but damn, you was that desperate to jump behind the wheel, you know, and you know, risk getting a charge, because he could have got a charge put on. Well, he evidently is getting charges put on him, so we know that much, you know. But you could have, you know, killed this brother. You would have been sitting, you know, behind bars looking stupid in the face, you know, because you would have regretted it then, you know, but by then it would have been too late. This is why it's always, you know, better to think before you react, because sometimes people get so caught up in the moment, me included, and then we doing things, you know, to where though you're not thinking, you're just doing things off of impulse, and then you regret that, you know, one little moment, you know, of getting gratification from harming somebody, or, you know, crashing out, that could lead to a lifelong time of pain, you know, and this is you know, this is kind of proof of that. So we're gonna walk through and talk about, you know, this tow truck officer, you know, nearly getting, you know, killed from, you know, a dude who didn't want to get his car repo, jumping into the pad, you know, jumping into the driver's seat, you know, pulling off. So I got the audio and the video of this, family, and we're gonna do how we do and talk about it. Fair use. The real CP show. You doing good. What's the streaming platform you using? Oh, this to do like to show these news videos, I use OBS. That's free. My nephew, he tech savvy, so whenever I do something, or you know, want to get something put together, I go holler at my nephew, because my nephew younger, he's 17. So this is, like I was saying, this is his generation right here. This is these youth generations, you know. In all actuality, the youth should be the ones that's really capitalizing off of this technology. Because there's a lot of ways to get it, especially now. We didn't have all these ways when I was young in the 90s growing up, because I'm 40 now. So, and then in the early 2000s, we had technology, but, I really wasn't. Maybe I should have been trying to grasp it, but I was too busy running the streets, you know what I mean? That's why I don't glorify the streets, because I was in them at once, and there's a lot of things that come along with that. But I digress. Let me get back to this showing the repo. Man, okay, getting ran over. Volume, I got that up. Fair use, fair use. Look at this, family. He got to run to the car. You see him? He ran over the back end of the tow truck to hop in the driver's seat. Insane.
A sickening, horrifying moment.
But this brother is still like, I don't know why it didn't register to him. Like, let that alone. That's not, you shouldn't have did that. That's not a good look right there. You still trying to go and hook up the wheel. That's stupidity on the tow truck drivers, behalf. I'd have let him have it. You that desperate to get it, and he gonna go right on ahead and still hook up the wheel. It don't make sense to me.
Caught on camera. A repo man run over by a driver trying to escape his car being towed.
The driver was wrong. He should have let him have it. But the repo man, that was ignorance on his behalf, because he could have gotten himself killed. He wasn't, knowledgeable. He should have been a little bit more knowledgeable to his surroundings.
This whole thing played out in just a matter of seconds. And this video, it is disturbing and shocking to watch.
Yeah, and we want to stress the only reason why we're showing it to you, because the man is okay, which is why, again,
they're going to show it, but I don't really want to, show it on my thing, because it might try to, when him actually getting ran over. It's on the news. Y'all could go check it out. But how YouTube and these platforms act, family, they just so funny. I forgot about that, because I would have let it rock. But I'm not trying to get the live, like, hit or censored or, any of that nonsense, because they pull a lot of nonsense, especially on me with the kind of content I cover. I steadily notice my videos, every day my videos get suppressed. I got videos that should be doing like at least like 2,000-3,000 views because of the subscriber count I got, and them videos is only doing like maybe 20 and 30, views, because they ain't sending out notifications. They do a lot of game playing when you talk about, empowerment topics to the Black community. They don't like that, the powers that be, so they try to suppress anything. But if you dancing, rapping, or, you doing some degenerateness, putting up fight videos, or just, for the foolery, women constantly twerking, they'll elevate that and boost that. But then when you come up with some Black empowerment, to really, to feed and edify your people, they try to suppress that. They don't like that. But let's continue. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, let me get the video real quick. I know where I want to go. Turn it down because I know it's gonna play a commercial like it did. Hold on, fam. I'm trying to get my stories right. I got the stories in order how I want to move on them. So that's all I'm doing. Yeah, family, did you know we possibly could be in a recession now? It's being said, this is an untalked about recession, that they not putting it out here and specifying that we in a recession. But if you look at it now, the prices of everything is up. I rent, and every time I turn around, they raising my rent up. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of nonsense going on out here. Prices of food is high, gas, you name it. And I see video of a lot of people are losing their cars. That got these big car payments. They can't afford, to pay the loan on the car. So cars is getting repoed. That's why, case in point, I just showed y'all brother getting his car repoed. And it shows, how there's a lot of things going on. We living in, a terrible economic climate right now to where though everything is through the roof. Now, I blame the Democrats and I blame the Republicans because, the Democrats are the ones that got it this way, but, in my opinion, Trump said he was going to come in and make it better. It never happened. This is why I call them politicians because the one thing you can count on politician for is lying. They all the same. They both branches off the same tree. That's why I ain't for neither party. What I am for and what I'm all about is black empowerment, point blank period. So I got the audio and the video of how, snack prices and everything is going through the roof. It's almost $10 for a bag of potato chips, family. That's insanity. And here we have it. Some of the businesses closing up. I wrote them down just so I can, paint the picture vividly for the family. Here's some of the businesses that are out there closing up now as we speak. Cold stores closes 27 underperforming stores, and this will cause a lot of job losses. And Kohl's, if y'all don't know, I'm in Pennsylvania, and Kohl's is a department store, like a Kmart would have been, like a Walmart. It's a department store. They sell like high-end clothing, shoes, apparel. They sell a little houseware and stuff like that. It's a major store down here in Pennsylvania. I don't know where anybody else from the family is at, but this is a huge store down here in PA, and they closing up 27. They say underperforming locations, but they ain't going out of business. This is just to stop them from losing cash flow, evidently, from what I read. And Macy's is closing up 60 stores. The department store Macy's, they sell high-end apparel, and things like that, from what I gather. We got Macy's also. I don't know if any where else y'all are located at, in the United States. Now Dollar General is closing nearly 100 stores, and that's crazy. Nearly 100 stores. Dollar General is like Family Dollar, the dollar store. Everybody know about the dollar store. They coming up, closing up nearly 100 stores, and this is all because this economic climate we live in. They saying it's the untalked about recession. I don't know if y'all remember, but that recession of 07 wasn't no joke. That was right around the time of Katrina and all that. I don't know if any of the family remembers when New Orleans had that big hurricane. We had a recession. People was losing homes left and right. It was about 07. I don't know if to us, to you, but there was a story of an officer in Oklahoma City that outright lied and saying a black male was shitty at him and it never happened. Shooting at him and it never happened. Oh no, I gotta check into that. Thanks for that. You said it was an officer who outright lied is saying a black man was shooting at him and never happened. Oklahoma. Thanks for that, the Real CP Show. I'm gonna check into that. We're looking out on that. But yeah, it's a lot of things, closing up, and these are all jobs that people are losing. Jobs U.S. people are losing because the damn economy is so high. So we said Dollar General is closing up 100 stores. That's the Dollar Tree. Now the Dollar Tree, rather. The Dollar Tree is selling Family Dollar. So the Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar. That's in my area. And they had Family Dollar for decades, and they're selling Family Dollar for the tune of $1 billion. They're selling it to some private equity firm for $1 billion. So Dollar Tree, that's everything's a dollar store. They actually own Family Dollar. They're now selling it. I'm telling y'all, family, things is getting bad. This economy is through the roof. People having a hard time. Regular tax-paying citizens, Americans, just putting food on the table. So now they say Joanne, it's an arts and crafts store in my area. That's closing up. And Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy. And with that Forever 21, it's a bunch of nonsense. They got people's personal information, their DNA, and they saying for people, if you ever gave your DNA and stuff, your personal information to 21, be careful right now because they under bankruptcy. So their security ain't that, tight knit. They could be breached. Somebody could, get in there and steal information. So, just beware and be warned, family, that they saying that your information could be stolen if you ever use Forever 21. It's just a bunch of nonsense going on, and I wanted to bring that to the family's attention. So I got the audio and the video of these, snack prices they say rising. It's nearly, $10 for a bag of chips now, and what the snack companies is doing to get a little bit more creative, they introducing like Taco Bell and Burger King potato chips to try to, I'm just giving examples, but I did see something with a Taco Bell potato chip, when I was in the store the other day. So then it hit me. I'm like, okay, that's why I'm seeing all these different brands, trying to connect and align with maybe fast food companies, because they losing money, so they got to get more creative on their sales tactics, these big companies. So I got the audio and the video of this, and we're gonna walk through and talk about it, family. Fair use. Oh shit. Hold on, family.
It's price crunch, leaving some. The snack food aisle is getting hit with a serious price crunch, leaving some customers at the checkout line with little to smile about.
When did this small bag that was 99 cents become $2.69?
A recent survey finding
You hear how that jumped up? 99 cents to $2.69. That's insanity.
42% of people are so fed up with high prices, they're leaving snack food off their grocery lists and buying fewer sweet and salty treats.
It significantly helped my grocery bill.
And food giant.
Now that's good because they say people, but it's still not good that the prices are rising because it shows the economic climate we live in. Things are through the roof. But on the other hand, it's good because people are leaving them snack, like potato chips, crackers, and pretzels and things like that, cheese curls. They're leaving that alone, and they're opting into more, healthier snacks like celery, bananas, so on and so forth.
Clients are feeling the bite of that cost cutback. General Mills reporting a slowdown in sales for its snack categories, while Campbell's, the owner of Goldfish and Snyder's pretzel brands, saw a 3% sales drop in the latest quarter. Last month, PepsiCo, the owner of Frito-Lay, also reporting its salty and savory offerings underperformed.
Now, I know Pepsi owns a lot of things too, low-key. So, yeah, Pepsi, I think Pepsi even owns like Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. They own like snack brands too. Now, I'm a big fan of, the regular Pepsi, the old school Pepsi. I got to have me one of them. I know it ain't healthy, but every, once a week I go down to the, to the gas station. I get me a big, cup of fountain soda Pepsi. That be hitting. I got to have me a Pepsi every now and then. I grew up, drinking that Pepsi. But let's continue.
With people buying 3% fewer snacks. Though its CEO is optimistic business will bounce back.
We have to continue to give value to consumers in terms of portion sizes or entry points or value packs.
Between the bird flu outbreak, tariffs, and a rapidly changing climate affecting food production, prices are expected to keep growing at above average rates.
That's bad news. They say prices are, expected to keep on growing. And that's just not gonna roll out in food, snacks. That's rolling out all around the board. We living in a economy now where everything is through the roof. They saying it's a recession, low key. That's what the rumblings are being, said, but they ain't trying to put that out in the public lexicon that we actually in a recession. I think, truth be told, we actually in a recession, and they just not putting it out there like that. But let's continue.
The cost of a bag of chips now nearly $6.50, up about 30% compared with prices.
Cost of a bag of chips nearly $6.50. You hear that, family? That's damn near $10 for a bag of chips, like I was saying. That's ridiculous.
In 2021. And although cookie prices have dropped slightly since last year, they still cost nearly $5 on average.
We have rising food costs, and we have, people are trying to be healthier now. And there's also weight loss medications.
And companies are feeding into.
That's good. People are trying to get healthier, but people, shouldn't be forced to get healthier because the damn snacks is going up so high through the roof that they can't afford them. It just shows you. I just wanted to, show this family, to show you and paint the picture of how everything is so high and through the roof now. Rises in rent, cars, loans, people defaulting on them. They can't even afford to put food on the table. We just living in a crazy economic climate, and they saying this is, the untalked about recession that we in. And I believe we in a recession, but moving right along. Let's continue. What else did I want to talk about? Yep, let's get to it. I told y'all, family, y'all know on my channel, I got to hit y'all with the black-owned business, do my little black-owned business spotlight where I, put the magnifying glass on black businesses. Because I love black businesses. I think we need to start supporting more of them because supporting black-owned businesses, if we do that so much, that's going to have a widespread effect to where, though, it's going to put us foundational black Americans in a better position, supporting our own businesses instead of taking that money outside of our community.
however you book.
Let me let that commercial play. They ain't gonna copyright me for anything. Pause it. Yeah, we'll be better off, family, supporting our own, and if you don't like the way things are going on, the way the system, is operating, this is what I was telling y'all. Another unspoken form of resistance, black resistance that we can have is, weaponizing the money because, spending your money strategically, that's a form of resistance because if you really want to hurt a white supremacist and the system in general, you hurt them through hitting them in the pockets, removing your support from them. Stop dumping money into their businesses and institutions and spending that money with people that look like you, of your lineage, preferably black businesses, but preferably FBA business. This is how you weaponize, your money, and this is how you build up your power. Your world power is, spending money with your own people, and that locks that money into your society. And if you do that so many times, that'll roll out all around the board. FBAs all over America be in power, and that's power in supporting your own people and not going outside of your community to these other people that give a damn about us. So here we have it. What I want to talk about is we got a black owned business down there in DC called the Corner Water, and I like the name of that too. It's, a catchy name, Corner Water, and this is a healthy water, and it's they get the water from local streams, and things like that. I believe it's a spring water and they get it locally. So, it's natural. It ain't, because nowadays you got to even watch the water you buy because they lacing some of the water with chemicals. I think the best water to get is alkaline from what I was looking up. Alkaline is the best. And under that is spring water. And then stay away from the purified water, family, because the purified water is what they dump a lot of chemicals in. I'm not, advertising this, but I got spring water right now. Because spring water is the second best. If you can't get alkaline water, but alkaline costs an arm and a leg. But these brothers, in DC, FBA brothers, they got corner water. And I think we should get behind that, because we got to support our own. If we don't, no one else will. Fair use. Hold on. What the, turn the volume up. My fault. The Real CP show is they are still helping border breakers and tethers, etc. with resources, but tell FBAs to work hard. Yup, and they help. I agree with you on that, and they help. People that come over here, they give them a leg up. Give them all sorts of resources and aid. Because I know somebody that worked down there at the welfare office. They were telling me they set them up with resources and aid, and for them not to have no reparations for FBA, they got reparations. They just giving our damn reparations to all these illegal undocumented immigrants. But let's continue.
Expected later this week, so there will be crowds of people taking pictures down at the Tidal Basin and participating in National Cherry Blossom Festival events. It's also a good time for local businesses. News 4's Juliana Valencia shares the story of two
These brothers call they water Corner Water. That's their brand, Corner Water, down there in Washington, D.C.
entrepreneurs here locally behind what they say is DC's official water bottle.
I'm gonna support these brothers. Like I said, I'm in PA. I'm in a place called York, PA. I ain't that far from DC, so I'm gonna tap in with these brothers.
That's right. We are at Metro Bar, one of the first places to carry corner water, and I'm here with the founders, Jerome Nesbitt and Ronnie Webb. And this idea came about when you all were teaching sustainability in classrooms in Wards 7 and 8, and you found there was a gap in the water quality.
Truth be told, this is the stories I like talking about the most, getting out here and promoting, and putting a light on these black-owned businesses, because this is how I know we get power. We want to fight back against injustice and oppression. You weaponize your money. That's an unformed, not an unformed, but that's an unspoken, not a lot of times people rarely talk about that, but that's a form of resistance, weaponizing your money and doing business with your own people.
During an assignment?
Absolutely. The students we were working with in Ward 8 had a food mapping exercise that they were doing around food justice, and they saw that we didn't have the high, ultra premium water options as accessible as some of the other drinking options were. So what we decided to do was come up with our own water. There, Corner Water was born.
In 2021, Corner Water came out with its first version. Jerome says learning about what makes water good is what sticks out to him most in building their business.
What is the differences between the purified, distilled, alkaline water? So once we kind of...
Like I told y'all, family, alkaline the best. And to my knowledge and understanding, spring water under that, but you want to stay away from purified water because that ain't no good. They got a whole bunch of nonsense in it.
Got an understanding of like what actual good natural spring water looks like. That's when we ended up with the current water that we have now.
It's so special because it is much fresher. We are getting our water from a local watering source in Northern Virginia, which is less than 2 hours.
That's not too far from them, so that water, is freshly sourced. So that's a bonus.
Was away.
In 2023, they rebranded the bottles and made an aluminum version.
One of the biggest connectors in our city and transportation aspects is our metro system. And so that's why you see the metro map very intentional on our bottles.
That same year, a big break, being featured as the preferred water for the National Cherry Blossom Festival. Now they make special release themed bottles like this one and plan to make a version for Pride.
Being a Washingtonian myself, like, it feels good to see people that you've grown up with, they've seen you grow up, embrace your product and endorse your product.
And as their business continues to build momentum, they have not forgotten their roots. Just last week, they helped host a cleanup in Oxen Run Creek with DCPS students, teaching kids to keep our rivers clean, but also hydrate.
So this was just another way to keep.
They're giving back to the youth too, so that's a bonus, and I like that, but I just wanted to put the, the magnifying glass on this DC Business Corner water, salute and shout out to them brothers, for doing what they do, moving right along. Now let's get to the nitty gritty, the thing that I'm sure everybody's here for, the young brother, 39-year-old, let me pull it up, the rapper, and I'm not too familiar with this brother. I just came across him, in his death, unfortunately, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know this brother or know his music or nothing, but the brother, Young Scooter, from Atlanta, I believe, or he's from Georgia. I'll just say Georgia, but, unfortunately, this brother died, and the logistics of his death, something seems fishy to me. It don't seem right, it don't seem true, right, and exact, of how they putting it out there. So I just want to talk about it with the family and discuss it because, yeah, something don't sit right with my gut, all the logistics, of how it's being put out there because we'll talk about it. Let me clear this out real quick, family. Yeah, see, what they trying to say is that the brother, they responded to report of shots fired, and a woman being drugged into a residence, and they arrived to this residence, a male slammed the door on them. Once they made contact with the residents, a male slammed the door on them, and then two males ran, no female in sight, the female that was being drugged. So it's a lot of things fishy that's going on. And then our brother Young Scooter hopped the fence. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right because, like I said, I don't know him. I just, when I see things that don't look right, especially pertaining to FBA society, I speak on them. I put the magnifying glass on the injustice and oppression that, go on in our community. So they say that the two males that ran and one of the young brothers was Scooter. I don't mean to keep calling him young brother either. He's my age. I don't know why I'm doing that, but the two brothers ran and one of the brothers was Young Scooter, and he hopped the fence and he broke his femur, and they say the femur is somewhere like up in like up in your thigh somewhere, like almost by your hip. While you can die from this, they say, from me looking things up, I'm not buying that, family. You know what I mean? Where's the woman that was said to have been drugged into the apartment, and a lot of things just ain't adding up? Where's the body cam footage? Because if y'all was chasing him, y'all should have had them, them monitors and them cameras are supposed to be on y'all recording 24/7. So y'all should have footage if y'all say he hopped over a fence, came down on his leg wrong and broke his femur. I ain't buying. It's just a lot of, inconsistencies and things. And we find that, especially with the kind of content I do, I find that white supremacist, race soldier, police officers, they do a lot of nonsense when it pertains to the FBA community, so I ain't gonna put nothing past white supremacy, and race soldier police officers. Could they have had their hands in this? Could, this be a case of, race soldiers at play? They say that no shots were fired from the officers, but shots don't gotta be fired for them to, unalive a brother. Could they have possibly, choked this brother out, beat him, or did a bunch of nonsense to him, or, did the brother come down, on his femur wrong from hopping that fence? I think it's definitely more than meets the eye, but I don't want to do too much speculation because, I like to stick with the facts, but sometimes I got to put my thinking cap on just from all the content I do, I don't put nothing past no white supremacists. A lot of people, they want to play a game of the now when it comes to the whole white supremacy thing and race soldiers. I don't put nothing past them. So I got the audio and the video of this nonsense of this brother, Young Scooter, excuse that noise, family. I live on a busy street, but I got the audio and the video of the brother Young Scooter, and his unfortunate, death. And we're gonna walk through and talk about it. But a lot of things, I don't know, it just seems fishy to me, and things ain't, the math ain't adding, But let's continue. Fair use.
Scooter is dead following a bizarre encounter with police in Atlanta. I'm Tracy Hutchins.
I'm Joy Libnakron. Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery is live tonight along William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta near the Lakewood Amphitheater. And Madeline, I know you heard from police about what led to the rapper's death.
I did. It's just a strange situation. So police say that they were called out here for a shots fired call, but when they got here, they didn't find any evidence.
And the biggest part of all this brother, from me looking him up, because I just found out about him in depth, so I'm not going to sit here and lie like I know the brother, and know his music or not. But evidently, he was a good rapper from what I heard. And the brother was a hell of a father. So, his kids, I heard he had a couple kids. So his kids is going to be affected by all of this, So my condolences goes out to his friends and family, and everyone that, loved him, because this is just unfortunate, But, I ain't gonna sit around here and act like these race soldiers couldn't have had a hand in it either. You know what I mean? Because that just don't sound, right and exact to me. This brother runs from police, jumps over a fence, comes down wrong, and breaks his femur. It could have happened, but I ain't buying it. Let's continue.
Evidence of a shooting. So the situation that we're hearing about, we're hearing that a 39-year-old man, Kenneth Bailey, is dead. That's according to the medical examiner, and a loved one on the scene is the one who confirmed that that was rapper Young Scooter. Police say they were called by someone saying they heard shots and then saw a woman being pulled into a home. Well, when police arrived, they say they didn't find a woman, but they did.
Yeah, no woman. Where was the woman that was pulled into the home? They say they found no evidence of shots fired. So the whole situation ain't adding up. The math ain't adding. It ain't doing its due diligence, because this don't sound true, right and exact to me how they putting this out here.
Have a man open the door to that home and then close it in the officer's face. A lieutenant tells us 2 men then ran out the back door. The officers say that one of the men returned to the house, but the other one, Young Scooter, jumped 2 fences, and that's when he was fatally hurt.
Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing. There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injuries.
They say there was no, signs of a shooting actually happened, of what they got the 911 call for, or they found no lady being drugged, so that didn't even happen. So, what's the real for real about this? What's the logistics to it, because that could have happened though too. The brother could have jumped the fence, it came down wrong, on that femur, because I notice now I'm 40 years old, so I'm around this brother's age, Young Scooter. So, when you come down wrong, we ain't no young spring chickens no more. You come down wrong with something, you gonna mess something up in all actuality. So that could have happened, but it's just too many inconsistencies with the story, and I gotta, think with my black senses. My black senses start kicking in. Like Spider-Man was said to have those black senses. Like Spider-Man was said to have those Spidey senses. My black senses get to kicking in, and my black mind gets to working. Because I know these race soldiers do a lot of nonsense to the black community. So they could be trying to, do something to cover it up. White supremacy could be at work. Where's the body cam footage at? I like to see the body cam footage, but I ain't gonna do too much speculation. Because like I said, it could have been, him coming down on his femur, wrong. Because as you get older, your body responds to trauma in a different way. I noticed that just being 40 years old, my body changed from being in my 20s. I was able to jump and, do all sorts of running. Nowadays I can still do it to a certain degree. I can still get down, but it just ain't nowhere near the level I was in my 20s. But let's continue.
The leg.
The rapper was taken to Grady, and that is where he was pronounced dead. And as you can see, the police are still out here. The crime scene unit is here on the scene looking into what.
They say that Georgia GBI is now investigating, what went on with our brother, but hopefully they get to the bottom of what went on with our brother. And, I want to say rest easy to the brother, young Scooter. I don't know too much about him, so I ain't going to sit up here and lie and act like I do, but my condolences goes out to his friends and family, and especially his kids, because they're going to be hurt, the most by this, because they said, evidently from what I gather, he was a great father, was always there for his kids, and building and edifying his kids. So my condolences goes out to his kids, and I'm getting ready to get off of here, family. Just wanted to tap in real quick, and if you're not, subscribe to the page. Make sure you like it, subscribe to the page, because the algorithm seems to want to always suppress the content, because the kind of content I push, and that's Black empowerment. And have a good weekend, family. I'm getting ready to get off of here. Be safe out there, be easy, make your moves wisely, don't act off of impulse, and be aware of your surroundings, because to be aware is to be alive. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace to the family.